Hey everybody, Jiggin Jerry here. Well, let's talk American shad. You know, last year I headed up to Arrowhead with a couple of friends of mine, Chris and Tony, and we tried to catch some American shad coming up the rivers to spawn up at the lakes. And Arrowhead last year, we caught a few, but they were not that big. So, this year, I am headed over to the Tailrace Canal with a friend of mine, Colin, who is also a sales representative for Palmetto State Armory. So while we are putting the boat in here, you can follow us downriver and see how this year, 2020's shad run is in the Tailrace Canal. All right? And we are on our way. Now, of course, there's a no-wake zone as you come up to this bridge here after leaving the boat landing. So you got to remember, to slow it down. But once you get past that bridge, you can speed right up, and in a hop, skip, and a jump, before you know it, we are at the dam. And there she is. Now at this dam, you're only allowed to fish a certain distance away from the dam. If you cross the boundary, they can ticket you and even impound your boat. So you got to be careful where you fish. And I'll tell you, if you look, all these birds know where the fish are as well. So, let's get busy. I got you. Thank you. So, as you could probably tell from that last scene, the Pelicans have taken notice of Colin and I catching shad. Now, even though the shad are half the size they are, they still feel as though they could go ahead and try to steal a snack from us. So, we're having to watch these guys very closely. The trick to catching shad is to have a noisy darn train go by for about 2 hours, because it's 500 miles long. Definitely helps. So for those of you that are familiar, this is the Tailrace, and usually starting mid-February through March, you'll have the shad run, and that is the American shad, which is a saltwater fish, but they come up the rivers to spawn. They head up to the dams, and they'll fill the locks and let the shad go into the lakes. Some of them have a fish lift that DNR has to actually put them in the lakes when they come up the river. All right, Colin and I are throwing crappie jigs. For those of you that are familiar with crappie jigs, you know they use them with crappie if you're not using live bait. And the popular colors out here for shad, chartreuse, white and chartreuse, or even some pinks. but it seems to be their favorite is chartreuse. Now, a lot of the guys out here at the Tailrace will tie up a double rig with two small 1/16 ounce chartreuse grub jig heads and throw them out and hope for the best. But as you can see, sometimes good luck, good timing, and a good spot can do a lot. And of course, patience. Lots of patience and conversation, because sometimes it will just slow down on you and you have to just relax, put the rod down for a few minutes. Both of you take turns. You know, sometimes I got to get on the phone. I got to check some texts that came in and a couple of messages and just wait it out. Big boy. Nice. Nice.
Why I can.
Look at him bow that rod.
Oh yeah. You got it?
Thank you. That's the sabiki. Okay, some of you are probably wondering why I am using a light bait cast rod. Now, this is a bait cast rod. It's a little long, thin, 7'6", and the reason why I'm using it is because I am using a sabiki rig. That's right. A sabiki rig is a length of line, usually around 3.5 foot, depends on the size of the flies, that has about 8 flies on it. And you tie a clip of weight to the bottom, and you drop line all those flies into the water, and usually used to catch bait and bluefish and all kinds of things, and herring. You can use a little larger size fly like this here, and you can use them for shad as long as they are in the same color pattern. As you can see, white and chartreuse, a little bit of gold flake, they work fantastic. I cut them in half and only use either 3 or 2 of them for the rod. Must be good size. Probably your biggest one yet, because you can't even get them up to the top of the water. Well, all right. That is American shad. This one here is not a monster, but a nice shad. They get a lot bigger than this. And I'll tell you, if you're fishing this season, it can be fun. I've had a great time, but it has been a long day, but a prosperous day. So we are finally headed back for our quick ride upriver to the boat landing so we can head back and get out, put all the fish on the boat, take a look at what we've got for the day. All right. Hey guys, Jiggin Jerry, Colin, Palmetto State Armory, and as you can see, shad fishing, we did fantastic, right?
Oh yeah.
We had a lot more hookups than this. We kept 12 that we're going to use for bait for either a shark fishing episode and some catfish. But, you know, like Colin thought to himself, what, you thought it was pretty simple, didn't you?
Yeah, simple fishing, light tackle, great fight. Easy to do, anybody can do this.
That's right. Hey, if you fished for crappie before or brim, they even have some shad darts. They work fine too, but chartreuse jigs, white, anything small around 1/16 of an ounce, throw them out there if you're in season. Light tackle, 6-pound test, real light rods, thin rods, you will have a blast. 1,000 reels, 500s, fantastic. Well, we'll do this again next season and have another good episode. Y'all take care now.